Paul writes these words in Philippians chapter 4. Not that I am speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I am to be content. I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing plenty and of hunger, abundance and need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We often move through life with a subtle or maybe even sometimes glaring sense that we're missing something. Whether it's more money, a better job, a bigger house, more recognition, more clout, less stress, whatever it may be, the internal soundtrack of if only drowns out our sense of peace. If only we had this thing, then our lives would be better. But here, Paul, he dismantles the myth that our contentment hinges on these external gains. He's writing these words from prison, and he reveals that he has learned contentment in every season of life, no matter the circumstances. And notice here that Paul, he doesn't claim to have mastered this in a moment. He speaks of it as a process, something he grew into, something that he had to learn. Think of his life, the highs of planting churches, of witnessing miracles, but the lows as well of persecuting the church, of being shipwrecked and beaten and eventually imprisoned actually multiple times. And through it all, though, he found a consistent anchor, these words which he records, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This verse isn't just a motivational slogan guaranteeing a pain-free path, but it is a declaration that Christ's enabling power is enough, and that we can remain unshaken by external turmoil because of that power. You see, contentment isn't passivity, it isn't complacency, but it's an active stance of trust. It means that whether you're experiencing successes or setbacks, experiencing feast or famine, sunny days or rainy seasons, that you have a firm foundation in God's sovereignty. And we learn this truly by a day-to-day, going to Him for our daily bread, daily drawing our strength from Christ rather than our own. When this happens, our perspective, it starts to change from what don't I have to look what I have, look who I have. And over time, this posture shapes a heart that is not only steady now during abundance, but also peaceful during scarcity and lack. Think about the areas in your life where you still feel unsettled or maybe even unsatisfied. Could it be those areas where God's inviting you into deeper dependence on Him rather than on those things? You see, the secret Paul discovered, and that I truly believe we too can discover, is that lasting contentment isn't dictated by changing seasons or changing circumstances, but it's rooted in the unchanging goodness of God.